Okay, so it's Sunday, the 7th of September, and I've just turned the lights on. It's 7 o'clock, and I'm not closing the curtains because there's going to be an eclipse of the moon, which starts in an hour, and I believe I'll see it from here. But I've got the lights on in here now, and I'm just going through stuff, right? So I just have to share my screen. So how do I share this screen now? Screen one, screen two, content over the shoulder. Oh, okay. I'm going to do a few experiments now because I don't know the share options I've got. Okay, I'll share the sound, but I don't think I'll need to share any sound. Optimize for video sharing. I don't know what that means. Let me optimize video sharing experience in workplace and other app windows may be masked as black boxes. I don't know what that means, but I'll click that as well. Now I've got the choice content only as background, over the shoulder and side by side. Oh, let me try over the shoulder because maybe that would work this time. That means I'm in the corner and the screen is behind me. Well, the other one is as background, and that is the screen in the background. Interesting. Side by side is the screen and me. Okay, that's also interesting. All right, I'll go. This is okay. This is all new for me. I'm going to share side by side this time. And what I wanted to do, oh, did I specify which screen? No, I don't know. Oh, no, I don't see what it's sharing. Layout, show me. Is it showing the whole screen or just this one? Okay, I think that's what I want. All righty. But when I have that over there, then I'm not looking at the camera because I've got two screens and that went over to this screen. And I believe, okay, it was screen one. I don't remember it asking me. Okay, but anyhow, this screen and over the shoulder. Okay. And that puts me just underneath it. And that gives me a bit more content to show. Okay. And all right, I'll try that now. Good. So is it already sharing? No. Okay, it's sharing. Good, good, good. So okay, that's the meeting here. I close that. I am back on my database and I'm recognizing, yeah, my passion for learning by doing, sharing what I know, but I keep getting totally overwhelmed with doubt. Who cares? And who else is using Synology anyhow? And who else is even using Access databases, right? Well, I'm passionate about my database and about Synology and about having the control over the files. So what I've got here is I've got an external disk. I don't know if I'll be able to show you that without mucking up. I don't want to move it. I've got a little SD drive, and it's got 3 terabytes of data space on it. And it's already got 400 gigabytes of Women's Federation stuff on it. And I figured probably the best place for me to store all the Women's Federation stuff is actually on that SSD drive. So I have, oh, okay, you can see this folder here, right? So the SSD drive has the Women's Federation archive, and the same as my photos, right? I did a blog last week, but I think I didn't share the video about it yet. So I guess I'm going to be making a video series of how-tos or how I work, whether you want to do it or whether you want to know how to do it. I'm just sharing what I do, what I'm passionate about. Somehow I'm also consumed with a type of fear that I might get dementia, that I might get senile, that I might lose my memory. And I'm just recording this for myself, for posterity. And I know I should not be feeding this fear, and maybe just facing it and talking about it will help to dissolve it and get rid of it. Anyhow, another thing is, yes, I want to tell you how great I am, and I want to be told how great I am. And maybe, yeah, like already, a few people already asked me for help for this week for some things that I can do and some things that I can't. And then you might want my assistance, but it might be nice if you remunerate me a little bit. And where I also start to express my value in all that I've done here. That another complete different topic. This morning, the sermon by Peter Hayder, really amazing. I really want to go over his whole presentation on UPF, because even when he talked about the first conference that we had in 2007 at the UN, in the biggest conference room in the C building, yeah, well, the year before, that was 2008, because in 2007, I organised, helped co-organise, I wasn't the main organiser, but I was helping, organising the Drugs Commission meeting, the NGO Drugs Committee meeting conference that we had in exactly that same conference room a year before. And thankfully, I was on the panel on that first meeting. I was sitting beside, I remember I was sitting beside Leo Gabriel, and I just read the speech about the Bridge of Peace. That was my contribution. And I'm always doing this background work, behind the scenes work. Now, okay, I just want to share with you how I operate and what I love to do and what I'm passionate about. And I don't think anybody else is as thorough in this kind of stuff. So basically, I can't help myself. I save and store all of this stuff about Women's Federation. So what I've just done now was I just imported these photos. Let me just make it the whole screen, because it doesn't help because they're so small. I'll do the extra large view. These are photos which were on the Herz und Hand website, the Women's Federation Austria website. And shortly after we moved into this house, so less than a month ago, I was going over those files and I got so inspired. Gosh, I better start writing my notes. I just started a notebook. I've got over a dozen notebooks that I've started over the years for different things. And this one is from the 2007 7th Global Forum on Reinventing Government on the 26th to the 29th of June at UN headquarters in Vienna. That's this book here. And I noticed in there, I've got a note about Hertha Kaschitz, about Michael Platzer, and lots of other names of people, but those two are the ones that just struck me as I went through and decided to use this notebook. I just numbered all the pages. There were 43 already written on, and I was surprised, even though it seemed like such a thin book, it's got 100 pages. So I'm going to use this to document a little bit what I'm doing. And what I'm working on, okay, is Synology, the WFWP files. And what I was just going to tell you was a few weeks ago when I was going over I'm looking for the photos. I'm trying to make the full record of all of our activities, UN activities and Women's Federation Austria activities, and make them accessible. And I'm doing that by putting them on Synology, where we can get the character recognition, where I can tag them, where we can organize them chronologically, provided I correct all the metadata. And then we can use the folder structure. So basically the folder structure that I've got so far is the chronological order of the event, the year, the month, the date. So in this time, so what I just did, what I'm telling you, sorry, this is me. I'm all over because I'm excited, I'm inspired, and I really am doing it all at once. So these were reports that I had posted onto the Herz und Hand, and that has been dissolved. It's not available anymore. But I was going through the data, looking for the photos. So most of these photos are tiny. Okay, oh, that's 110 KB, so it's not that small. Some of them are only 10, 12 KB, so really just the the thumbnails. But these are actual photos of the event. So this was an event that we had in Kfo, where we were. It doesn't show much bigger, does it? This was we had a herb day. We went walking. So that was in May 2006. That was when I was responsible for Women's Federation in Lower Austria, in that part around Kfo. We were living in Kirchberg already. And we were going, Marisi was our guide, and she was talking about the meadow herbs that you could collect, right? So these are all the photos that we collected on that day. And here's another photo from some completely different event. Oh, and that's such a tiny photo, I can't even really tell. Yeah, so that one is only, see, that's one of those 11 kilobyte photos, so that can't even tell what it is. And that's where I'm at. I've got this on the SSD, right? And what I want to do, okay, one thing I do is, let me just link that photo here into my database. I don't know whether I've got that there. I'll just show you, okay, my modus operandi, right? So we'll go here. I look for my photo to see whether I have already registered it in my database, current document, any part of the field, and I haven't. So I will make a new entry, and I put it here in the comments because that's the name of the file as it is now, which is often just a number or code, and then I usually relabel it according to the chronological date so that the labels actually sort chronologically. No need here because it has already been relabeled for the year, month, day, which is my protocol. And then I enter the correct date in the database entry as well. So that was 2006 in May on the 6th. And it was Women's Federation. And here we have Judith, and her girlfriend, I've forgotten her name. No, not her girlfriend, it's Rita's girlfriend, and Marisi Silberbauer. I don't need the Silberbauer. Marisi's the only Marisi I know. And it was Herbal Walk. Right? And okay, this is still on the SSD. And what I'm doing, okay, so this is the photos on the SSD where I am maintaining the structure of the whole event, which is what I've just, yesterday I talked to Christoph, and what I'm doing now. I used to have, okay, let's go to the last, no, it's not even the last event, on the 8th of the 7th, and a different one. Ta-da. Okay, well, this will do as an example. We have this particular meeting, which was the Austrian annual general meeting, and I've made a couple of folders in this folder of the meeting. One of them is photos. And what I'm doing now is getting all of these photos onto the Synology and the videos as well, which means that this file in the end on my Synology will end up having only whatever is left here. So this will be the files. But here on the SSD, I want all this stuff together. I want a full record. So I've got photos, videos, reports, if they're there, whatever. Oh, screenshots, there's also photos. So let's have a look here, what the photos look like. These ones haven't been shown. Okay, that's what I used for my PowerPoint from when I was looking at the Facebook for my report for the AGM on social media. Okie dokie. So that's just to give a short explanation of what we're doing here. There's a moth here. Right. So I was back at the photos from Okay, just heard a neighbor or someone talking about them. Okay, so these are the photos here that I've got on my in my database, and this is don't know what. Okay, we'll close that here, and I'll close this here, and I'll bring. I've already. I hope I've already got. I think I'm in this sharing mode, so I think I don't need that anymore. So let me show you, bring this across here. This is my Synology, and what, let me just see what I've got here. One of the others. Okay, I'll just bring the another Synology window across here. This is my home. I put my mother's photo on the front of my Synology. So basically I enter Synology through the web. I go to Chrome, I click on my link here, this opens up. Now, so far all my photos were here, the photos, and Christoph is just selling me on all of the features of the Synology photo management. So the photos need to actually be in Synology Photos. But what I've done, I've got my files. So I had that open in the Explorer. I've got my files in Synology in my drive here. And I've got my Women's Federation files, photos, and videos. They were separated. I had my photos here, videos there. And on the SD, I'm now putting it all together, files, because what I was doing, I was moving it all to, I ended up, this whole thing now is on Synology Drive, but that means then these are not in photos. And if I've got them in photos and here, then it's duplicating, it's taking double space. Long-winded, right? I'm not very happy about the way I'm explaining it, but only anybody who's really interested is going to listen and watch this anyhow. So either you're following me or you're not, or you're going to watch it again to really follow it. So here are my files on my Synology Drive. And to get to that, I need to go not here to the photos, but to my file station. My file station, I go home and I go to my drive. I've also got, and what I just learned today, what I just figured out was the photos here are the ones in Synology that are the publicly shared photos, not even publicly shared with everybody who's got access, which is our family, me and Christoph and anybody else who's wanted access on it. And these photos in my drive are my personal photos and my photo downloads. So my handy, my mobile phone downloads automatically or uploads to this mobile backup. And the photo library is everything else that stays in my personal files. So what I've done, what we did yesterday, we have created, we moved now back to the, am I confusing you? I'm confusing me. The photos, I had that open on, okay. Oh, okay, I've got this open here for the photos. So I must have another window open. Yes, I have. Okay. So this, can you follow me? We moved this photos across to here. That's why it's called WFWP2 photos. So from the Synology Drive, the idea was, but let me just check whether it's really moved or just copied, because it looks like it's copied. Or maybe he didn't finish copying them. Photos, because here my photos go. Okay, maybe it got interrupted. So here on the Synology photos on my drive, I have these photos up to 24. So 25 isn't there. And of course, I was no longer putting photos in here in 25 because I had already decided to start doing it. I'm opening a new window here. I'm just going to move that across and make it a bit smaller, narrower. You see, this is a Synology. This is where it's working. It's either already synced it or it's still uploading it or it's in the cloud or it's still working on it, right? So here, I want to go to the files. So here I've already got the 2025 files, which are not in the photo library because I had started collecting everything here on my Synology drive, only here. So the point is, I've now got 3 places, right? I've got the Synology, I've got, okay, that's the photo file, and the drive, the Synology drive. I've also got the SSD. This is the SSD. And before, I used to use Dropbox for all of this stuff. And I've already, you can see they're not visible there anymore. There's still pictures, but there's no WFWP. I've already stopped as much as possible uploading stuff here to Dropbox. And my goal is to move all of these pictures onto Synology because of all of the wonderful program features that it offers. So I think I've gone on long enough about that. That's basically the main point. All of these photos is my passion, is what I want to do. And yeah, that's it. I think I'll stop here and check. Where is my, okay, stop share and stop meeting.